Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. We're here each and every day at 8 a.m., except Sundays. Sundays at 7:30 a.m. And we come together to discuss life. And so we've been talking about fear. And so I thought I would bring up this idea of fear because I think we've stopped listening. And what I think we've stopped listening to is that little voice. It's not really a voice, but we call it a voice. A little voice, an inner knowing within us. And that inner knowing that's within us knows what is right for us based on where we are in our life right now. You could call that little voice your intuition. You could call it just a little voice. You could call it infinite mind speaking to you. You can give it a name. You can call it your friend that's talking to you. But there is an inner voice. And when we listen to that inner voice will never lead us astray. It will always guide us to that which is our highest interest. But what's happening now is everyone has this inner voice. Some people aren't more special than others, that they have more of the voice. No, everyone has the same voice. The question becomes, are you listening? And there is so much noise in the world, and that's what I call it. It's noise in the world. The news, the social media, the papers, the magazines, the YouTube videos, Instagram, Twitter. There's all of this noise everywhere. And things get so noisy, and our minds are so busy focusing on all this noise that we stop listening for that still small voice. We stop listening to that which is guiding us. Science fiction says, is self-criticism good? There is nothing worse in the world that you could do than to criticize yourself. Self-criticism is the ultimate act of not loving oneself. And then when you don't love yourself, there's no possible way that you can love another. So let me break this down, science fiction. Here's what love is. And if you really want to know more about love, go to my YouTube channel, Reverend Wolak, and you'll see a video right on the front. And that video is about love. Is this what love is, or whatever? I forget the title right now. Watch that video. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Love is the ability to accept ourselves. Love is the ability to accept ourselves as we are. Love is the ability to accept ourselves and not be concerned with other people's opinions, other people's judgment. Love is listening to the inner voice within you, that is the soul aspect of you. And no matter what anyone says, no matter what anyone advises, you stay in alignment with that inner voice. That's what love is. But we've forgotten what love is. We've created this thing we call romance. Romance has nothing to do with love. Romance is hormonal. That's all it is. It's a hormonal thing. But we built it up into this love thing. Love means that I can look at you, see all aspects of you, and I accept you as you are. In fact, the first chapter of my book is the power of knowing what love is. The second chapter, and that's the most powerful chapter in the book, the second biggest chapter is knowing who you are. Then the rest behind that, the next 14 powers, are how do you use those two? So if you're not aware, I just published a book about a week and a half ago. It's called The Power in You. by me, Reverend Lee Wolak. If you would like to get that book, just go on Amazon. It's right there now for the ordering. The Kindle will be downloaded tomorrow. The paperback is being sent out as we speak. But I've got a favor for you, ask from you. All of you out there, and you know who you are that have already bought the book, take a picture of yourself holding the book, please, and post it on Facebook and copy me. I'm trying to get out there that there are a lot of people looking at this book. And if you've got friends and you post it, they're going to say, oh, what's that book you're reading, Kai? What's that book, Annette? What's that book, Zoe? And once you've read the book, then I want to ask you to go on Amazon and write a review. I didn't say just write a review. Let me clarify. Write a 5-star review. Why? Because I believe it's 5-star material. I don't ask for much from you. I give every day. I'm here, 8 a.m., 7 days a week. I'm asking for a little bit from you. If you got the book, take a picture of it. Post it on Facebook or send it to me or both. And then when you're done reading it, give it a 5-star review on Amazon. Here's what I've learned. If I don't ask, I won't receive because you don't know what I'm thinking. That goes true with everyone. So with everyone out there, you've got to ask in order for them to know. That's right. So, fear. If you're listening to your inner voice and that inner voice knows, fear disappears because you know the inner voice knows. There's no unknown. You know the inner voice knows. There's no logic that needs to come in. You know. Annette says, I've read the introduction in chapter 1. I agree. Love and judgment are opposites. Great. I hope you find a lot more things that cause you to question, that cause you to go within and ask, what does my inner knowing know about this? Because when we're living from our inner knowing, there won't be any fear in our lives. But as long as we're not living from our inner knowing, we're living from this subjective, all this stuff that people are feeding us, all these opinions out there, it's going to be a lot of fear. Think about your life right now, how much fear that you have in it. And why is there fear? And what are the opinions you're holding on to? And notice I said, what are the opinions you are holding on to? Here's what I know. Maylan just checked in. I have no idea what Maylan's voice sounds like. I have no idea what Maylan's words would be in any situation. Do you know why? Because Maylan always speaks in emojis. She's the only human being that I know on the planet. She's the emoji woman. Am I criticizing her? Not at all. I'm just pointing out the obvious. She is the emoji woman. And guess what? I'll bet she's chosen to be the emoji woman. Her still small voice might say, hey, Maylan, be the emoji woman. Maylan says, okay, I got no problem with that. Just a little fun today. Love it. So what are you going to do today? Today is Saturday where I'm at. It's cold today. The wind was really blowing last night. Cold by Texas standards. But I'm going to create the most magnificent day in the world. Hey, if you've not taken a class from me, classes start at Agape on Monday. I have a 1:30 class and a 6:30 class, and that class is on the science of getting rich. Then on Tuesday night at 6:30, I've got a class on the 7 chakras. The first class goes 6 weeks. The second class goes 7. You can find all the information at agapespiritualcenter.com. Science fiction says, hey, why don't you wear a sweater? Because you know what I learned, science, is that I like to feel cold. It feels good to me. That's why I don't have a sweater on. And Zandia, here's the problem, Zandia. I got to tell you, Zandy, she says, I'm going to try to learn Japanese. Zandy, let me rephrase that for you. I think you're 19, if I remember correctly. So you're young. So I'm going to use some of my wisdom because I'm more than 3 times your age. You're not going to try to learn Japanese. Say it like you mean it. I am learning Japanese. The universe hears that, and you're going to have a completely different result. I'm just teaching you how to use your words because your words have power. And when you go to the universe, you say, I'm learning Japanese. What does it feel like? Does that still small voice in you say, yes, you are? That still small voices, maybe not now. That still small voices, where'd you get that crazy idea? Make sure it's not your ego. Make sure it's not your ego. Yeah, Zandy. I am learning Japanese. What was that song? I think I'm Japanese. I really think so. Anyway, with that, I'm done for the day. I want you to know, thank you for joining me. Know that I love you. I would love for you to sign up for a class. If you bought the book, take a picture of it, post it on Facebook, send it to me, Reverend Lee Wolak, and know that no matter what happens today, I love you just like you are. Have a great day, everyone. Aloha.